It's Red Falcon's roast of Bill and Lance. Thanks for being such good sports, guys. You'll regret this. We always end up winning. Now let's meet our roasters. We've got Old Joe. Been in the game a while, but I'm still hotter than these losers. Please welcome Grinnin' Gary. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Oh my god. And Big Fuzz.
Wow, seeing them tied up there makes them look like those turkeys some people make. You know what I'm talking about, when they tie them up. Should be easy to roast them, they're just stupid turkeys.
How come y'all gotta flip every time you jump? You only need to go forward a foot and you turn into a yo-yo every time. No wonder you're dying every 30 seconds, you're probably blacking out. So, sometimes you jump directly on top of us? You know that kills you, right? Who do you think you are, Mario? Hello, Mario! Hello, Mario!
I do the exact same pattern every time, and yet it still works after 30 years. Have you ever done something for 30 years besides suck?
Roast 'em!
Rounds where our racers are going to go for the best possible time that they can in a single run, and then the top 4 from there are going to advance to a knockout stage. So it'll be 4 runners, and then the slowest time ends up getting dropped, and so on from there. So the slowest time ends up getting knocked out. Let's go through our roster real quick today. We've got Andrew Techie, Archie Coffee, JD Silva, Mr. Mimixer, Skip, Stans, Super High Nintendo Guy, and Thumb Brothers. So we got quite a diverse roster, many countries and multiple continents represented here. So I'm going to check and make sure our racers are ready to go, and then we're going to get started here momentarily. All right, are all our racers ready to go?
Yep, let's go.
All right, 60 seconds and we'll get started with the first round. I'll provide a countdown. All right, so good luck to all of our racers. Let's have a good race. And let's attack aggressively. All right, chat, who's your favorite racer here? Who are you hoping hoping can win the first round here. Who's going to have the best time? Let's see it. All right, racers, 15 seconds and we'll get going here. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, let's get this first round rolling. All right, it looks like we're off a little bit of a delay. All of our racers are going to have their own timers, so we're just going to use standard like speedrun timing on gaining control of Bill to start, and then on loss of control at the end of Alien's Lair. So standard speedrun timing, so you'll be able to see it up in the top right corner. You can see everybody's going to be a little bit off because there's always a little bit of lag with internet across a good bit of the world here. As they start out in jungle, there's not going to be a whole heck of a lot going on. The biggest things are going to be towards the end of the stage. You're going to have that one gap jump, which is a 3-frame jump. Some of them will try to negotiate that. Others might take it pretty slowly through there just to make sure they don't die. And then, of course, the boss is going to be the big thing with the jungle. You don't know what kind of a pattern you're going to get. It's very RNG heavy. You might get a good pattern, you might not. So as they approach, let's see who's going to get a good pattern and who's not. So we got Stans, gets a good pattern and gets through, no problems. Looks like JD also got a good pattern. Thumb also getting a good pattern. And Andrew also getting a good pattern. So with the 4 racers that we have on screen, we got a 100% success rate getting through to Kimbe. So all of our racers have their spread gun with the rapid fire, and they're going to want to keep that. And the big thing here in the base stages is going to be the spread rhythm. With the sprite limits on screen, you only get 10 bullet sprites that are able to come out at one time, but as bullets disappear from the screen, either hitting a target or an enemy or something like that, they can replace those bullets if they can mash the button quick enough and with steady rhythm. That's the big key, is rhythm. And it's a lot easier with the rollers because you can basically get free spread rhythm off of that because you got the whole rest of the room to get the rhythm coming through off of that. As these guys approach the boss, this is a very tough boss. You have to kill those cores very quickly. Oh, and we got Stans taking a death, unfortunately there. You hate to see it. So he'll have to go for some low percent strats here. It's like Thumb and JD both got through without issue. We got Techie. Very solid boss kill from Techie. All 4 of these guys are off to the waterfall now. So this is a vertically scrolling stage. They're going to be climbing up the platforms, and as they go, they can manipulate some jumps here to try to make the character jump a little bit higher. And in doing so, they can skip a couple of platforms and save a little bit of time. So it'll be interesting to see what routes all of our runners decide to take. There's multiple different routes that can be taken with this. And a huge shout out to JD. He's been putting in a lot of work trying to find different routes for this, and we currently have, I believe, a pretty standard 5-skip route, which can be a 6-skip route if done precisely. So huge shout out to JD again for all of his work on the routing. All right, so let's get back to the action and see what we got here. We got JD and Thumb both approaching the boss on the waterfall. You don't have to kill both of those arms, but it definitely makes things a lot easier. And the mouth will actually open a little bit quicker with each cycle if you kill both of the arms. All right, so JD's through. No issue there. It looks like Thumb's going to get through as well. 2 cycles. 2 cycles is a pretty standard kill. If you can mash very quickly, you can actually 1-cycle that boss, and it'll save a couple of seconds. So we still got Stans with low percent strats. There'll be an opportunity to get the spread and the rapid fire back for Stans coming up. Looks like he is still on low percent, so he did opt to skip the spread. Unless I may have missed something and he died somewhere on waterfall. It's always a question whether to grab that spread or not on waterfall if you die before that, because once you get into the base stages, it's a very slow gun. The P-shooter is actually a lot quicker through the base stages than a spread without the R. Looks like JD and Thumb are progressing nicely through base 2 here, with Andrew Techie not too far behind. Stan's doing very well with low percent strats. And low percent is one of those things you definitely have to practice a little bit, because the timings are a lot different. All right, JD's in the second to last room. It looks like he gets a standard 4 jumper there. So this target in the last room actually takes 16 shots to kill it. The other targets take 8. So double the amount on the big target. As these guys approach the base 2 boss, we'll see. Oh my goodness, did JD just get a double glitch? Oh my. Let's get some double glitch hype going in chat here. I was just going to say, let's see if any of our racers go for a double glitch and can successfully convert it. I think JD did. So for the runners that we have on screen, we definitely have JD out in front. And so for our other runners, if they die or struggle or something, you've got 3 races to try to put up your best time. So, if something happens in the first race, it's not a big deal. You still got 2 more races. We're not doing an average this time. It's just your one best race. We'll count towards that pool play and who moves on to the top 4 in the knockout rounds. So we still got Stans on low percent strats. He's at the base 2 boss. Looks like Thrum Brothers has advanced to stage 5, the Snowfield. Snowfield is where it begins to get really interesting with the RNG. You got the enemy spawns, which can really come from out of nowhere. So you'll see our runners will probably do a lot of shooting through this stage, and that is to try to minimize any trolling action that would happen. Just clear the screen of anything that does spawn. Oh my goodness, I think Stans may have taken a game over at the boss. I missed that. So hard trying to keep track of 4 runners. But it looks like the rest of our runners are progressing nicely through Snowfield here. We've got JD coming up on the boss, which is just a simple ship as long as you have the spread gun. You just set up on the right side. We'll see he gets a good spawn on the right side. Makes quick work of it, off to the energy zone. That boss in Snowfield can spawn in 3 places, left, center, or right. And most of the time it will spawn on the right. It has I think a 33% chance of spawning in the center or the left. So you set up for the right, and if it spawns on one of the other 2 spots, you just adjust accordingly on that. Energy zone takes some very skillful platforming. You got turret guys, you got enemies that can spawn all over the place, you got these lasers, the flames, and some of the flames come down as like a proximity mine. Some of them are on a global timer, and some of them fire completely randomly. So the ones that are on a global timer, which is where JD is currently at there, those on the global timer are on a 128 frame window, so it's just over a 2-second full cycle. It's like 2.1 seconds, I believe. And JD opting to get the barrier and play it safe there in Energy Zone, which is not a bad strategy considering he's a little bit out in front. At least with the 4 racers. I have no idea what's going on with the 4 racers that we don't have on screen. And the other 4 racers we will have on screen for the next round. So we're going to cycle through those, through all the racers. You'll get to see everybody. Oh, JD takes a death, JJ. JJ getting the best of JD, so JD will be on low percent strats. It looks like Techie took a death somewhere, also on low percent strats. All racers are on low percent strats now. So let's see who can finish the quickest with low percent strats. The next available spot we'll have to pick up a spread gun is here in the hangar, which is where JD currently is. Still holding on to a little bit of a lead with the rest, with the 4 racers that are on the screen here. And it looks like Thumb Brothers decides to play it safe there in the flame section as well, opting to grab the barrier. All right, we got Thumb Brothers coming up on JJ here with the machine gun. Let's see what happens. If I remember correctly, I believe JJ takes like 54 total shots to go down. A little bit of jumping, but pretty cooperative considering the machine gun. All right, we got JD the first into Alien's Lair among our racers on screen here. Techie was able to pick up the spread gun. JD also with the spread gun. No rapid, but you don't need the rapid really anywhere except in the base stages is really the only place you need it. So not having the rapid is not going to hurt him. And we got Stans and Snowfield coming up on the Zamboni tanks now. Making some nice progress after that game over in base 2. We got Thumb grabbing the barrier up top in the hangar. All right, as our racers come up on the heart, we'll see how that ceiling spider treats them. That's really the only RNG in Aliens Lair. You got that single ceiling spider right there, right at the end, that can either stay on the ceiling or come down from the ceiling at you. And that's really the only RNG you have to worry about in Aliens Lair. Otherwise, everything else is pretty well set in stone. So we got JD done, and it looks like right around 10:49. GG to JD. Let's see those GGs in chat. We got Techie coming up on the hard as well. Going to be very close to 11 minutes flat. Yeah, it looks like, or I'm sorry, Techie. Techie coming in at just over 11 minutes, 11:01. GG to Techie. All right, let's be sure and root on the rest of our runners as they finish up. I know it won't be the run that they wanted, but they'll have another opportunity, 2 more opportunities actually, to put up a good time. And that's the great thing about this format is you can have one bad run and it doesn't matter. But if you can have a really good run on the first one, then that kind of, it lowers the pressure on you, going into that second and third run, where if you have a bad run on run one and then have a bad run on the second one as well, and it's like, okay, I just have the third one. Maybe you get some bad RNG or whatever. Then the pressure gets put on for that third run. So it's always nice to be able to have a solid run within the first 2. All right, we got Thumb Brothers coming in with a 12:20. GG to Thumb. All right, as we get ready to wrap up this round, if there's a certain game that you guys want to see featured during the Contra races, feel free to reach out to a moderator. I believe Sideswipe and Slormer are both moderators. If we have any other moderators in chat, if you could let me know. Just reach out to them if there's a game you guys want to see. Anything within the Contra universe is game. Contra, Super C, Contra 3, Operation C, whatever you guys want to see, be sure to reach out to a moderator if there's something you want to see featured on this channel. Yeah, Jeremy says Paperboy. This is a Contra Races channel, sir, not a Paperboy Races channel. Although I would be totally down for a Paperboy race. All right, from some Discord chat, it sounds like Skip had a pretty good run during this round. We won't know until we get the official results up. All right, we got Stans wrapping up the run here. It'll be a little over 14 minutes. like 14 minutes and 20 seconds, so GG to Stans. Unfortunate with the game over in base 2. But we got 2 more races to try to establish that really good time. And again, it's not an average, so any bad run you can just throw out from your memory and move on to the next one. All right, I'm not sure how our other 4 racers are looking, but I'm going to guess we're probably about ready to wrap up round 1. Swipe if you can confirm that for me. And make sure you guys are showing some love for Sideswipe as well. Behind the scenes, running all the tech for you guys today. All right, I think we about have round 1 wrapped up, so we'll get some results here for you guys. Go through that real quick, and then we will start round 2 as soon as we are ready. All right, am I muted now then?
Yeah, I didn't hear that come through.
Okay. So you're going to have
I did hear
sides.
it.
I don't know if
Just a little.
Sideswipe can hear me or not. Swipe, you got me on here? All right, as soon as Sideswipe has round 1 results down, we'll do a quick recap, and then we'll move on to round 2. Hey, Jeremy, yeah, Eloy, that was a tough one. I'm not surprised, though. The guy can't stay on the field. Oh, 6 to 8 weeks. I haven't seen the update yet, but I'm not surprised. I'm actually surprised it's not out for the year as bad as it looked, because I was watching that game live.
Yeah, I heard that.
All right, we'll have results here in just a moment, folks. Again, huge shout out. I am muted. Okay. No, I'm hot. Never mind. Again, guys, huge shout out to Swipe doing all the behind the scenes stuff here for us today. And to you guys as well for tuning in. We wouldn't be able to do this without the viewers. Yep, I got you. Thumb Brothers 1220, Super High Nintendo Guy 1323, and Stands with a 1420. So now remember, we're just going for one single best time out of the 3 races, so it's not an average. So if our racers didn't have the run they expected to have in round 1, they've got 2 more races to try and get a better time. So right now, this would be your standings 1st through 4th. We had 3 guys with a sub-11 race time. That is very good, very solid. Skip winning round 1 with the 10:31 though. All right, I'm going to double check, make sure our racers are ready to go, and then we are going to start round 2 here shortly.
Yeah, we can go whenever you're ready.
Okay, it looks like our racers are all ready, so we will start round 2 here in about 60 seconds. Okay, racers, just make sure you're on the start menu, not on the demo. Just select start, or just select, keep hitting select so it cycles through so it doesn't go to the demo. Okay, we'll go here in about 30 seconds, racers. Chat, are we hyped for round 2? Let's hear it, chat. Who's your pick to win round 2? Are we going to have any sub 1030s this round? All right, 10 seconds, racers. Let's get ready to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, round 2 is underway, folks. Now, one thing that's important to note here is we got Archie and Skip on this cycle of screens, and there's a budding rivalry going on between these two, so you're going to be able to see them go head-to-head right next to each other here. They have some bragging rights here up for grabs. They've been wanting to race each other for a while, so you guys are getting to see it live here first. Alright, so we have our other 4 racers on screen here. We have Archie, Mimixer, Skip, and Super High Nintendo Guy. So we'll have these guys on screen for this round. And our other racers will be hiding in the shadows. We won't know what they're doing until the end. So again, as we go through jungle, it's just all about what happens towards the end of the stage. We got that gap jump. Like Archie decides to take it safe, we will turn around onto the bottom platform. A little trolling from Dikembe, but gets by it. Looks like Mimixer and Super High Nintendo Guy both took a death at Dikembe. That's unfortunate. Skip also getting trolled a little bit by Dikembe, but is able to dodge those bullets. So these guys, PBs, you can throw all that out the window, because during a race, it's all about reaction and improvisation. You have to be able to react and improvise when something goes wrong, and the better you are at doing that, the better you're going to be at racing. There's just so many bad things that can go wrong during a race. Again, as our racers are going through all the rooms, there's only 4 rooms in base 1, so they're able to get through them very quickly. As we get to the boss, I'll talk a little bit more about this boss. So you got 4 cores that you have to kill before the eye appears up top. And this is one of the hardest bosses in the game, just because there's so much going on. You got those 2 turrets that are both shooting waves of 3 tomatoes out. And then as you kill the cores, the eye appearing does shoot some like blue, whatever you want to call them, electrical or fire rings or whatever you want to call them. So it's just all about timing on that boss. Alright, looks like Archie is the first to get into waterfall here. Looks like Archie has gone with the slower 4 route, so that's the 4 skip route with a little bit of a hesitation right at the bridge with the flame. Actually, it looks like he might be doing a bit of a 5 skip route here, safe 5 skip route. Yep, he took the left platform skip on the top part of waterfall. Let's see what the rest of our racers are doing as far as which route they're going with. There are many different routes you can take up the waterfall to get several different skips. Kind of the old school one was the 2 skip route, which was modified a couple of times, and then I think it was about 2 years ago, there was a new route found that had 4 skips, but it brought the flame jump back into play on the bridge. Then some of our racers found that if you just kind of hesitated right at the bridge, you had to slow down a little bit, so you lost a little bit of time, but it was still slightly faster than the 2 skip route. Alright, we got Super High Nintendo guy with the fire at the base 1 boss. That's interesting. See how that goes. In the cliff section of the snowfield. Like we seem to be having a little bit of technical difficulties with the streams lagging a little bit and buffering. We'll see if we can pick up on where everybody's at here. It's like Archie's the first in the snowfield among our racers on screen. Again, we have no idea what the other 4 racers are doing, and we won't know until the end. So we don't know for sure who's in the lead here. Alright, we got Mimixer safely into snowfield. Spread gun intact. Skip is on low percent strats. I'm not sure where Skip died. I missed that. And we got Super High Nintendo guy in base 2 now with the spread gun. Alright, Skip is safely in the snowfield, running a little bit low on lives. Has to be a little bit careful traversing snowfield. Nintendo guy doing well through base 2 without the R. Without the R, it's a little bit easier to get the spread moving. It's just the bullets aren't moving very quickly, as you can see. Alright, Archie is safely into energy zone. Looks like Mimixer and Skip are fairly close together here. Now it looks like Mimixer was 1 tank ahead of Skip, so Mimixer has a slight lead on Skip. Okay, Archie playing it safe through the flames. We'll see if any of our racers decide to pull out any really risky strats today or not. Oh, Super High Nintendo guy takes a death at the base 2 boss on the low percent strats. Alright, we got Skip into Energy Zone. Archie just chugging along now into Hangar. Mixer also playing it safe through the flames in Energy Zone. Mimixer goes with the pause buffer, very nice, through the flames. Oh, and Skip does the exo skip, very nice. ISO skip, whatever you want to call it. JJ being very unkind to Mimixer, lots of jumping. Okay, Skip getting a little bit of trolling from JJ, but gets through clean. Archie is just chugging along here into Alien's Lair now. Very solid run going for Archie right now. Ooh, Mimixer gets a despawn of the polycard. Just too much stuff on screen. Able to negotiate up and get the barrier though. That's the one thing about this game, being an 8-bit game. If there's just too many sprites on screen, stuff will start to despawn. Sometimes it might be an enemy, but it also might be something you need if it's like the poly part. Not a big deal in a race situation, but in a speedrun setting, it can be. That has cost me some good paces before, and it won't be the last time. Alright, Archie is going to be our first runner on screen done with a very solid time. Looks like it's going to be right around 10:22, 10:23. Very nice from Archie. GG's to Archie. Well done. Now it looks like the rest of our racers have the other stages covered right at the end. We've got Mimixer in Alien's Lair. We got Skip in Hangar, getting ready to go to Alien's Lair. And Super High Nintendo guy back in the Energy Zone. Ooh, takes a flame to the face, does Nintendo guy. And has to take a game over and start over at Energy Zone. Alright, we got Skip in Alien's Lair with low percent strats right now. There's a spread gun going to be coming back up here. Skip will be able to finish the Alien's Lair with a spread gun. Coming up right there, a little football thing flying. Alright, we got Mimixer wrapping up on low percent strats. A few more shots and the heart goes down. Alright, GG to Mimixer coming in at 11:39. Also Skip wrapping up, just a few seconds behind with an 11:43. GG to Skip. Alright, we got Super High Nintendo guy pummeling JJ with the pea shooter. Alright, come on, Nintendo guy. You got JJ. There you go. All right, let's get some words of encouragement in chat for Super High Nintendo guy. All right, chat. Well, we got a quick minute here while we're waiting for this round to wrap up. What is your favorite Contra game? Let's hear it. Of course, I'm impartial to this game because this is the only game I've really speedrun. This was a game I grew up playing as a kid. So I'll always have a soft spot for this game. We got 1 vote for Paperboy, 1 vote for Operation C. We got a Contra 3 sneaking in there. Got a couple more votes for the OG. Personally, I love watching Super C runs as well. I think that game is very good as well and very underrated. At one time, I tried to start learning it, but I just lost patience with that first level. That first level is really tough to get through. So there are several games that I do love personally watching. Yeah, it's more of the original stuff just because I'm old school like that. So this game, Super C, and even Contra 3 to an extent. I do love watching Contra 3 as well. All right, we got Super High Nintendo guy wrapped up. Get back to the race screen here, and we'll get some times for everybody. Oh yeah, we got Super High Nintendo guy does not have a timer up. That was probably, I'm guessing, around 14 minutes. So we won't know for sure until the results come in. All right, if you guessed that somebody would get a sub 10:30 that round, you would have been correct. Archie with a super hot run with a 10:23. We'll see if any of the other racers that were off screen could best that or not. So stay tuned. We'll get some results from that round. And we will start round 3 as soon as we have some results up. 1014, a 1023, a 1031, and a 1049 are the top 4 spots right now. So that's what our other runners will need to shoot for in this last round. And then Mimixer, we got 1139, Thumb Brothers 1148, and Super High Nintendo Guy 1323, and Techie 1101. All right, so we got one more race coming up, guys. And then our top 4 times, just single race times, will advance on to the knockout stage after this round. So I'll do a double check, make sure all of our runners are ready, and then we will get ready to go with round 3.
Yeah, good to go.
Okay, it looks like all of our runners are ready, so we'll be going here in about 60 seconds. So if any of you in chat are like new to this and are maybe interested in running this game, we have a Discord as well as a wiki that you guys can look at. Feel free to ask any questions in Discord. We have a great community. You know, no question is going to be too, seem too dumb or anything like that. We have a great community that's going to answer anything you have. Anything you guys might want to know about this game or any other Contra game. Several of our runners in this game run many other Contra games, so feel free to reach out, guys. All right, racers, 30 seconds and we'll get going here. All right, 15 seconds, runners, and then we'll get going here. All right, racers, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we got round 3 underway. So on screen this round, we are going to have Stans, Andrew Techie, Skip, and Super High Nintendo Guy for you guys. All right, looks like our runners are off and going. So again, let's give a huge shout out to the people who are running this channel. I know Sideswipe's involved pretty heavily. Slormer's kind of in the shadows today just as a spectator, but very active and a big part of this channel. So be sure you thank those guys for running this channel. Alright, let's just see how our runners traverse jungle. Again, not much going on in the first part. It's going to be in the second half where all the potential action is going to be. Just with that one jump over the gap, and then of course the jungle wall. So we got Super High Nintendo Guy. Gets a little trolled by Dikembe, but is able to get through cleanly. Alright, let's see how the rest of our runners handle Dikembe. Alright, Techie gets a clean pattern. Stans gets a clean pattern. Skip gets a clean pattern. So very nice from those runners. Getting some good luck with Dikembe. No finger wag. For any of you out there who are new at running this game, yeah, being able to platform is good, but learn the spread rhythm. That is the big part of this game. There are several seconds to save in the base stages, just in the rooms alone, just from having good spread rhythm. And you don't have to be like a great masher. You don't have to mash, 10, 10 and a half, 11 plus presses per second. It's all about the rhythm. I mean, there are runners who can mash at like 13, 14 presses per second, but if you can't do it rhythmically, it's not going to do you much good. Alright, let's see how our runners negotiate the base 1 boss. Alright, looks like everybody's through clean as far as I can tell. Alright, let's see how our runners, see what kind of routes they take through Waterfall here. The super high Nintendo guy plays it very safe, gets the barrier right down at the bridge. That is not a bad strategy for a race. It looks like Skip also takes the barrier right down at the bridge, playing it nice and safe. Again, during a race, it's just how much risk and how much reward do you want to go for. There are so many time saves in this game. It's just it's all about the risk versus reward. We got super high Nintendo guy kills both of the arms on the alien and is on to base 2. Stan also on to base 2. Good solid runs going from all of our runners here on screen so far. It's like everybody's clean. Everybody's got the spread gun with the rapid. That is such a huge advantage in the base stages. As always, the goal, get the spread and the rapid in the jungle and keep it the rest of the way. Andrew's getting some good solid rhythm. Looks like all of our runners are getting good solid rhythm and progressing nicely through the rooms of base 2 here. We'll see if any of them are able to muster out a glitch on the boss. So for those who may not know, on the boss on this stage, just like the first base, it has a couple of different stages where you have to kill the cores and then something comes up at the top of the screen. For this one, it's going to be the 2 Optimus Prime heads, and one of the major glitches in this game is that you can glitch that boss. It goes apart and comes back together. Through one cycle takes about 4 seconds, and while it's apart, it's not vulnerable. It's only vulnerable while it's together. But if you can hit it with a bullet on the exact frame that it separates, the hitbox stays active for a very finite amount of time. So if you can keep mashing bullets into it, you'll keep hitting it. Okay. Doesn't look like any of our runners were able to muster any sort of a glitch. But, so far everybody's through clean. Oh, Andrew getting some bubble trouble. Does a nice job of dodging. Oh, but can't get by that one. Doing some nifty dodging, but just one too many bubbles came down. Those bubbles can be such huge trouble, because if you get one that comes down really slow, and then the next one comes down real quick, that's where the issue comes in with the bubbles on the base 2 boss, is they can move at different speeds, so when you get about 3 or 4 of them on the screen at the same time, that becomes a real big issue trying to get around them. So Andrew will have to do some low percent strats, but that's not the worst place in the world to get to take a death at, because in the middle of Snowfield there's a refill with both the spread gun and the rapid. In the cliff section you got 3 weapons that come down. One's the bomb, one's another spread gun, and one's an R. So as long as they just keep going without hesitating anywhere, they can shoot the rapid or the spread down, grab it on that second cliff, and then shoot the rapid down and grab that, and be fully equipped again, ready to go the rest of the way. Another thing that's important to note, especially on the tanks, there are several enemies that do not become active with their hitbox until they have stopped scrolling. So one of them is the 2 tanks in Snowfield. Some other examples are like at the end of Alien's Lair, the heart doesn't become active until the screen stops scrolling. I believe the mini boss as well in Alien's Lair. And I think there's a couple others I'm forgetting about as well. But just some examples of stuff where the hitboxes are not vulnerable. At least not right away. Well, we got a very tight race here, guys. We got all 4 of our runners are in energy zone now. Well, all of our runners have some solid runs going here. Techie just slightly behind the others due to that death at the base 2 boss. Looks like Stans is the first to approach JJ though. So let's see what pattern. Oh, and Stans gets a really good pattern from JJ. Makes very quick work of JJ. That is always nice to see. A low stress JJ. It's like Techie and Super High Nintendo Guy are both on low percent strats here. So let's see how they handle everything. Super High Nintendo Guy has at least 4 lives, so sitting pretty good there. Techie a little less good position there with only 2 lives, but still. Hopefully gets a good JJ pattern. Oh, takes a death from the disc. JJ is such a tough boss because you have to fight it almost head on. If you back away from JJ and start jumping around, that's kind of a recipe for disaster just because you never know when those discs are going to get thrown. And with JJ kind of dancing back and forth, doing the moonwalk or whatever it decides to do, you just never know what's going to happen there. Oh, Techie down to the last life here, needs to be careful. Alright, looks like Archie's our first into Alien's Lair of our on-screen participants here. Oh, Techie takes a game over. Unfortunately, we'll have to start over on Hanger. Excuse me, I said Archie, I meant Stans. Stans is our first into Alien's Lair. Alright, Stans is going to be our first done for on-screen, and this is going to be a very good time again. This is going to be right around, this might be a 10-0X here. Yes, a 10:09 for Stans. That is a mammoth time for a race. That actually beats my PB by about 3 seconds. GG to Stans. Wow, what a solid run. We got Skip and Super High Nintendo Guy both in Alien's Lair. Both having very solid runs as well. Alright guys, let's be sure to cheer on our racers as they get close to the finish line here. Alright, we got Skip done in 10:46. Super High Nintendo Guy also done very closely behind Skip. Again, no timer on screen, so we won't know for sure until we get results. But it's going to be very close between those two. And we got Becky getting through Alien's Lair here. Alright, come on, Techie, you got this. See if the ceiling spider cooperates. It does. And Techie is through. Takes the spider to the backside. Right as he finishes up, but finishes up with about a 12:07. GG to Techie. Alright, Sideswipe, how are the other runners doing? If you could let me know. Alright, I'm going to assume our other runners are close to done, or very close to done. We'll give them about a minute here, just in case they are not done yet. Well done, guys, though. Stans has the run of the tournament so far with a 10:09 that round. Beating the 10:14 from the last round. Alright, guys, reminder, after this round, the top 4 times will move on to the knockout round. So then from there, the 3 fastest times will move on from there. Then those 3 will go head to head to head. And then the top 2 from that will face off for the championship of this month's race. All right, everybody, welcome back. We got round 3 results. We'll go through them real quick, and then we are going to be on to the knockout rounds here. So in round 3, we had Stans with the best time of the tournament so far with a 10:09. Archie came in with a 10:34. Mimixer with a 10:44. Skip had a 10:46. JD at a 10:50. Thumb Brothers 11:11. Super High Nintendo Guy 11:17. And Andrew Techie 12:07. So all of our runners had very solid rounds in that third round. Again, it's our top 4 overall scores are now moving on to the knockout rounds. So that is going to be Stans with the 10:09 in the third round. Archie with a 10:23 in the second round. Skip was actually in third place. I know the spreadsheet's a little bit off. 10:31. And Mimixer clutching out a 10:44 in that third round to claim that 4th spot. So again, GG's to JD, Thumb Brothers, Super High Nintendo Guy, and Andrew Techie. Thank you guys for participating in today's race. Be sure you guys are following all of our runners today. They are all very good Contra runners. And again, some of these guys stream several other Contra games, so be sure to give those guys a follow. Again, our top 4 Stans, Archie, Mimixer, and Skip. We're going to check, make sure all of our runners are ready, and then we are going to get started on the knockout rounds.
All right, guys, I'm going to drop out of this chat. GG to everyone. Good luck to the rest of the racers.
All right, runners, are we ready to go?
Later, JD.
All right, as soon as I get confirmation that our runners are ready, it looks like on screen everybody's good to go. Skip, if you could get back to the home screen for me, I think we'll be good to go. Looks like everybody's already here. Okay, timers are all reset. I think we're ready to go, so we'll get going here in 30 seconds. All right, 15 seconds, guys. All right, here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, as we start this round, this is where every round does matter. Unlike those first 3 rounds where you could have 1 or 2 bad runs, this is it. You have to survive and advance here, but you don't have to be the fastest, at least not right now. You just have to not be the slowest. So the top 3 will move on from here, and then those 3 will go head to head, and then in that round, the final 2 will go on to the final battle to see who is the April Contra Races champion. So let's get it on. All right, looks like a couple of our runners are a little bit behind here. So, all right, again, it's just different internet connections. Not everybody gets information over the superhighway at the same speed. So we'll see. This is where a death can really be bad. And Archie takes a death in the middle of jungle. That was not expected. The good thing, though, is it was early enough that there's a chance to get another spread gun coming up right here. So thankfully that death was where it was. All right, Mimixer is through Dikembe, no problem. Archie gets a friendly pattern from Dikembe, nothing going wrong there. All right, we'll see if our other 2 runners are able to get through Dikembe cleanly here. Oh, Skip takes a death off of the gap jump. Then takes another death on respawn. He has to be very careful here. Alright, Dikembe played pretty nice there. He had to dodge a little bit there. He's able to get another life back. Skip was very close to teetering on a game over in jungle, but gets through it. He'll have to go low percent for a little while. You can't give up though, even if something bad like that happens, because you never know what's going to happen to the other racers. They may take a death somewhere as well. You just have to keep right on going. I was in a marathon one time, and I don't remember exactly who all the participants were, but I know Angry Ranks ended up taking a game over in Waterfall, so you just never know what might happen. And that's just a perfect example. The world record holder in a race takes a death in Waterfall. It's just one of those things. You never know what's going to happen with this game. There are just so many things that can go wrong with it. Alright, we got Archie and Mimixer are both on the Waterfall. It's like time-wise they are very close together, so it looks like Mimixer has a very, very slight lead on Archie at this point. We got Stans also on Waterfall at about the same pace. It's like Stans is doing a safe or two-skip route. That is usually the route I go with for a marathon, is the two-skip. It's just a lot safer. Again, it's risk versus reward. How much time do you want to save, and how much is it worth to you? You know, what risk are you willing to take for it? Alright, ooh, the Mixer's taking a couple of deaths. Down to the last life. Has to be very careful here. Gotta watch out for the fireballs coming out there. Alright, so far so good. Oh no, the Mixer takes a death at the Waterfall boss and has to game over and start at the bottom again. That is very unfortunate. Alright, we got Skip also on his last life towards the top part of Waterfall. Our other two runners look to be safely into base 2 with their spread gun and rapid intact. Yep, Stans and Archie are both fully equipped into base 2. Huge advantage for those two right now. Alright, Skip finishes off the Waterfall boss, gains a life back. And the Mixer is now making his way up towards the top of the Waterfall, so not terribly far behind Skip at this point, unless the timers are off. Yeah, the timers are off a little bit, so he might be a little bit further behind than I think. Alright, see if he can one-cycle it here. Not gonna have to settle for a two-cycle. Alright, wisely takes out the second arm. Always a good idea. So Skip has the spread gun. Again, you can see how slow those bullets are moving without having a rapid fire. And that's just the difference between the regular spread gun and the spread with R. You can still get spread rhythm, it's just the bullets move very, very slowly. But there'll be an opportunity to pick up an R, and I believe it's the third or fourth room. Alright, Archie is safely into Snowfield. And also dealing with the boss. No glitch, unfortunately. Archie takes a death in Snowfield. Gonna have to go low percent. He has a couple of lives left, so not in bad shape yet. Just needs to be careful the rest of the way. Stands in very good shape with several lives, plus the spread gun in the R. We got the Mixer still with low percent in base 2. Skip is back with the spread gun and the R. And the Mixer misses. I think that's the rapid fire. The enemy that throws the rapid fire out. always nice to have, even with the pea shooter. Even if you're with the pea shooter, you want to get a rapid fire, no matter what weapon you have. The good thing about the pea shooter, it makes that second to last room in base 2 a lot easier. You usually get through that one in 2 or 3 cycles. Whereas with the spread gun, you may or may not get through there in 3 jumps. Okay, it looks like Archie was able to get fully equipped in the cliff section. Has the spread and the R. So the other thing about something like this, a format like this, when you're down to a knockout round, is if you know you've got a little bit of a lead, you can definitely employ some safer strats into what you're doing. Some of these areas can require some very risky strats, and if you know you got a lead, you can just kind of sit on it and take it easy, if you really want to. Some people will, some people won't. You know, some people will just be like, hey, I'm going to try to get the best possible time I can. And others will be like, all right, yeah, I got a lead, I'm just going to kind of sit on it. Especially through like some of these flame sections in Energy Zone, you can kind of sit back, lose 2 or 3 seconds just to make sure you get through there safely. And it just kind of comes down to personal preference and how you want to run, how your style is. And Archie going to go ahead and take the Spliso skip. So just as I say, you can do some safe stuff. Archie goes ahead and does something that's a little bit more difficult. There's not a whole lot of frames available to get that Spliso skip. Alright, Skip gets a good spawn on the Snowfield boss. Safely into Energy Zone with 3 lives. It looks like Mimixer has a spread gun on the last life. Gets one back with that tank kill though. That's always nice to see. Oh, a little troll action behind Mimixer. Is able to dodge the bullet though. Gets through the next tank. Such a huge advantage having the spread gun on those tanks. Trying to do 0% with the pea shooter, you have to really be able to manage to kill that tank before it starts coming at you and runs you over. Got a little bit of buffering on Stan's stream here. But we can see that Stans and Archie are both in hangar. Looks like there's about a 13-second time discrepancy between the two, so we can't tell exactly how close together they are. Again, it doesn't matter who's first or who's second. You just don't want to be fourth. You just need to get first, second, or third. You just need to be not the slowest. So it's just like if you have 4 friends and a bear starts attacking you, you just need to be not the slowest. The slowest one is the one that gets eaten. Stans gets trolled a little bit there, but is able to negotiate it. Took a death somewhere, is on low percent. But again, has a comfortable position here, and that's what it's all about in this format at this point. If you know you have a comfortable position, like I said, you can kind of sit on it, and a death in certain spots is not going to be a bad thing. And that's actually one of those spots with that mini boss. The pea shooter is actually going to be a little quicker than the M. So you might see some people grab the M. I personally think the pea shooter is a little bit quicker. And of course, when you have that available spread gun to pick back up in the middle of the aliens there, you want to go ahead and do that. Alright, so it looks like Archie is the first to the heart. And that is going to be time for Archie at 10:34. GG Archie, a very solid run again. Archie's showing a lot of consistency today, having some really good times. And it looks like Stans is going to be right about the same time, it looks like. Just ever so slightly behind. Just so it looks like maybe a matter of frames behind Archie with a 10:35. Another solid run. got Skip in the alien's lair. The Mixer hanging back in Hanger right now. Be sure to cheer these guys on as they get towards the end here. We do like seeing everybody to finish. Very nice Mixer. Gets through Heartbreak Alley. And moves on to the aliens lair. Alright, we got Skip finishing up here. At a time of 11:31. GG to Skip. Let's go, Mixer. You got this. Finish strong here. Again, Alien's Lair does not have any RNG. Everything is set in stone. The only real bit of RNG is right at the end, right before the heart. You got that one spider on the ceiling that can come down at you or stay on the ceiling. That one right up there. Okay, we got the Mixer into the heart with low percent strats. Got the pea shooter. Has to deal with the cotton balls though. And the Mixer finishes up. Well done, the Mixer. GG's. Well done, everybody. Awesome runs, guys. All right, so that is going to conclude the first round of the knockout stage. And we're going to have Stans, Archie, and Skip moving on to the next phase. So those three will go head to head to head. And then again, the top two will advance from there to the championship round. We're dropping the slowest time from each stage of the knockout rounds here. So there'll be 3 knockout rounds total. We'll have 2 more rounds after this. So we're going to take a quick little break here and we'll get going with the next round. It shouldn't take too long this time. We'll just have to set up the overlay on the screen for you guys. So stay tuned and we will return momentarily. I'm here. All right, everybody, welcome back. We have official results from the first knockout round. We had Archie with a 10:34, Stan's 10:35, Skip coming in with an 11:31, and the Mixer with a 13:03. So Archie, Stans, and Skip will advance to the next round of the knockout portion of this tournament. So again, those three will race, and then the top two from there will move on to the championship round of this month's races. So stay tuned, and we will have the next round beginning momentarily. And again, GG to the Mixer. Congrats on making it to the knockout rounds, and we look forward to seeing you race in the future. All right, looks like our racers are pretty close to ready here. Are you guys all ready? If you can hear me? Okay, it looks like everybody's ready here. Looks like we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. Looks like everybody's screens froze here. All right, looks like a little bit technical difficulty here. I'm just waiting for everybody's screen to get moving again. Okay, there we go. All right, looks like our racers are ready, so we'll go here in 30 seconds, guys. All right, who's everybody rooting for? Come on, chat, let's hear it. Who do you guys got in this race? All right, 10 seconds, racers. All right, here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, again, reminder with these knockout rounds, you just have to be in the top two. You don't have to be the fastest. You just have to be either first or second with this round. And then you'll move on to one final round where it'll be head-to-head. And of our three racers, again, as I mentioned earlier, we got Skip and Archie, who are really wanting to race against each other. So they have an opportunity here to showcase their budding rivalry. So let's see if they can fuel off of each other. And that's what's always good about a rivalry like that, is you can really fuel off of the other person. It's just like golf. I'm a golfer, so when I'm playing with other players and they're playing really well, it makes me play really well usually. I just kind of love having that extra fuel to be able to use. It's always a good thing. All right, it's worth noting all of the rest of our runners, these guys all have very good PV times, so this should be an excellent race. Yeah, it's just going to come down to RNG luck. And who can pull off the most tricks that save the most amount of time. So we'll see. The first obstacle is always the jungle wall. I believe the race that I won last summer, that was the difference. I think I was racing against Hyrexen, and I got a good pattern on Dikembe, and Hyrexen did not, and that was the difference in the race. So you just never exactly know You know, what's going to happen? What one little thing can be the difference? All right, we got Archie gets a clean dikembe pattern. Very nice. No stress there. Oh, Stans gets trolled by dikembe. Has to play it safe here. Oh, unfortunately takes a death. You don't like to see it. That's what can happen. But Archie still has a spread gun with the rapid, just cruising through the rooms of base 1. Huge advantage. Because Skip is also on low percent. Skip must have also taken a death at dikembe, so Archie with a huge advantage over our other 2 runners. So now, between Skip and Stans, who's going to have the best low percent strats? And also, what's the strategy going to be when they get to Waterfall? Do they pick up the spread gun and go with that till they can pick up the next rapid, or keep the pea shooter all the way into Snowfield? So there's more than just, I guess, who has the best low percent strats. There are some other strategies involved as well. So Archie playing it safe with the base 1 boss, not a bad idea. Let's see how our other 2 runners handle the base 1 boss with low percent strats. Both runners playing it very safe. The boss is such a difficult one on low percent, just because you've only got the one gun, the pea shooter, and that eye up top is moving just so quickly. You have to lead it in. All right, looks like Archie progressing nicely through Waterfall. Again, huge advantage for Archie having the spread gun and not taking a death. So again, in a format like this is where Archie can just kind of maybe hang back a little bit, play things a little bit safer. Again, when you know that happens, that's just such a huge advantage. But for our other 2 runners, they have to be able to go a little bit quicker. So Stans did pick up the spread gun. Let's see if Skip picked up the spread gun as well. Oh, Skip's down towards the beginning. Did Skip take a game over? Did I miss that? Skip unfortunately takes a death on the bridge from the flame. So Stans gets through the waterfall boss, has the spread gun. Skip's back in action now, has the spread gun as well. And Slimer confirming that Skip did indeed take a game over. That's unfortunate. So Archie is definitely in a commanding lead here. And then Stans has a little bit of an advantage over Skip. Okay, Skip gets through. Right, Sideswipe says you have to make a tough choice between safety and speed. It's again just risk versus reward. How much risk do you want to put for what the reward is worth? Because there's some frame perfect tricks that only save like a second or so, and some frame perfect tricks might save several seconds, like the glitch on the base 2 boss. Oh, and Archie gets a double glitch. Let's go. Double glitch hype. Let's get it in the chat. I missed that. I just saw it on the restream. I've been back and forth. Alright, so Stans is in the last room of base 2. Does not look to have a rapid though. Skip's still on low percent. Did pick up a rapid though. Oh, Stans takes a death at the base 2 boss. Alright, let's see if that's going to hurt or not. Okay, able to finish it off with low percent. So let's see, it looks like, time-wise, it looks like Stans and Skip are pretty close on their timers, so what you're seeing on screen should be pretty accurate as far as exactly where they're at in relation to each other. So Skip going to have to do the whole base 2 boss with low percent, whereas Stans had the spread gun for a little while and died towards the end of the base 2 boss fight. Skip unfortunately takes another death, down to 1 life. Come on, Skip, get through there. Good job dodging the bubbles. Oh no! Skip unfortunately dies to the bubble right before killing the last Optimus Prime head. Oh no, has to game over and start back over in base 2. That is very unfortunate. Yeah, Archie is just absolutely cruising along here in Energy Zone. Okay, plays it safe there. Very good idea. Again, you have a lead in a format like this. You don't have to go like crazy with your strats. Play it nice and safe, get through to the end, and move on to the next round. So right now, this round looks to be Archie and Stans to lose. They have such a huge advantage right now over Skip. Because Skip has taken, I believe, 2 game overs during this round now. But you never know, anything can happen. Stans and Archie both have their full complement of 4 medallions on screen. They may have more lives than that, but we know they both have at least 4 lives. So they can afford to make a mistake or two. It'd have to be a pretty big meltdown at this point. But again, you never know. You got JJ. Stan still has to face JJ, get through all the flames, whereas Archie is already halfway through Hangar, just absolutely cruising along on this round. How about that from Archie, being able to pull off a double glitch? That is such a huge bonus in a race. That by itself was an 8-second time save. Plays it safe through the claws. Again, good idea. Oh, unfortunately takes a death in Heartbreak Alley. Heartbreak Alley gets its sacrifice. But Archie has such a huge lead at this point, he can afford to take a couple of deaths. Oh no, and Skip unfortunately takes another game over and has to start back over in base 2. Again, folks, this is what can happen in a race setting. You never know what can happen. Alright, we got Archie just absolutely cruising here. Not going to be the fastest time of the day, but again, doesn't have to be. Just don't be the slowest. That's the goal in a knockout round. So Archie's coming up towards the end. Probably going to be about a 10:30, just shy of that. Maybe about a 10:23, I think. Maybe a little more than that. Alright, Archie is our first runner finish. GG to Archie, 10:26. Lost a little bit of time from playing it safe, but that doesn't matter. The time does not matter at this point. It's just each round is its own round. You survive in advance. And Archie has punched his ticket to the final round. Stan's coming up through the alien's lair. Looks to also punch a ticket to the finals. Plenty of lives left. Spread gun in hand. Just needs to make quick work of the alien heart. And does. GG to Stan. Comes in with an 11-19. Alright, come on, Skip. You can do it. Alright, Skip is on to Snowfield. And Archie just showing great consistency today. Just hovering right around that 10:20 to 10:30 mark all day with the runs. And that'll get you a long way in a marathon setting, just being able to do something consistently like that every time. Alright guys, let's cheer on Skip. You got it, Skip. Finish strong. Alright, but again, congrats to Archie and Stans. They will be moving on to the championship round. Going to be a heavyweight matchup. Stans has a PB of sub 10 minutes and Archie is knocking on that door. I have no doubt Archie will get that sub 10 before long. Right. Skip gets the worst spawn. Makes quick work of it though. And onto the energy zone. Again, guys, if you aren't already, be sure you're following all of our runners today. They're putting on an amazing show for you guys. And also our tech crew behind the scene. We got Sideswipe doing the technical stuff for you guys today. Also, some of our other people that are involved with it. So you got regular Stormy, Slormer. I believe Jeremy Arroyo is a moderator of this channel as well. Again, if you guys want to see any sort of a Contra game be featured on this channel, reach out to one of the moderators. Let them know what you want to see, and we'll do everything we can to make it happen. Again, any game from the Contra universe at all. This game, Super C, Contra 3, The Alien Wars, Operation C. Let us know what you guys want to see. Alright, Skip, moving on to Hangar. Let's finish it strong, buddy. Alright, looks like Skip's gonna call it there. Yeah, it's a tough run. Sometimes that happens. Be sure you guys give your GGs to Skip. All right, but again, it's going to be Archie versus Stans, an absolute heavyweight of a matchup for the finals for you guys today. Again, GG to Skip. Well done making it this far, sir. All right, we'll go ahead and take a quick break. We'll get some official times down, and we will start the final match momentarily, guys. Yep. Okay. How's the commentary been today? I'm not a huge talker, so it's always something a little bit new for me. All right, good.
You're killing it, dude.
I hope both of you guys can get just good RNG. I want to. All right, welcome back, everybody. We have official results from the second knockout round. We had Archie coming in with a 10-26, Stans with an 11-19, and unfortunately, Skip did not finish his round. Just a little bit too much trouble and decided to call it. But GG's again to Skip. Well done on getting that far. Congratulations. But that ends up setting up a Clash of the Titans in the final round with Archie and Stans. Both players have very solid PB times. I think they are within like 4 or 5 seconds of each other on the leaderboard. So very equal in skill level. So it's going to come down to RNG and just who pulls out more tricks than the other player. So I hope you guys are hyped up for this final round. And if you guys are ready, racers, we'll get started here shortly. And we'll see who is going to be our April 2022 Contra champion. All right, I'm just waiting on our screens to get set up here. And while we're waiting on that, I just want to give a shout out again to some of the people who are providing some art for this. We have regular Stormy, who makes a lot of the toy videos that you guys see. And then during the intermissions, you've been seeing some artwork. I think a lot of it's by Jacquio, so show those guys some love for everything that they're doing for the channel as well, everything they're contributing. There's just so many people that contribute to this channel. So many different talents going towards what you guys see. All right, looks like we're just having a little bit of trouble getting the screens cropped into the right places here.
It's Red Falcon's roast of Bill and Lance. Thanks for being such good sports, guys. You'll regret this. We always end up winning. Now let's meet our roasters. We've got Old Joe. Been in the game a while, but I'm still hotter than these losers. Please welcome Grinnin' Gary. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Oh my god. And Big Fuzz.
Wow, seeing them tied up there makes them look like those turkeys some people make. You know what I'm talking about, when they tie them up? Should be easy to roast them, they're just stupid turkeys.
How come y'all gotta flip every time you jump? You only need to go forward a foot and you turn into a yo-yo every time. No wonder you're dying every 30 seconds, you're probably blacking out. So, sometimes you jump directly on top of us? You know that kills you, right? Who do you think you are, Mario? Hello, Mario! Hello, Mario!
I do the exact same pattern every time, and yet it still works after 30 years. Have you ever done something for 30 years besides suck?
Roast 'em!
How are we looking, Swipe? All right, guys, we apologize for the delay here. We're just having a few technical difficulties. As soon as we get this sorted out, we'll get this final round to you. All right, let's hear it in chat. Who do you have in this final round? Is it going to be Canada or Russia? Who do you guys got? All right, I think we might be good now. Okay, I think we're back now. All right, I think we're about ready to go here. I think we might have everything sorted out. Yeah, and sorry for the delay, folks. Technology is always great until it doesn't work. All right, so just a quick recap. This is the final round, a titanic battle between Archie and Stans. Canada versus Russia. Again, chat, who do you got? Let's hear it. I think both of our runners, as long as you guys are ready, we'll get started here in about 60 seconds. I think both of our runners are ready. I got Archie cycling through on the home screen. Stans, if you could do the same to confirm you're ready for me. All right, 30 seconds, guys. This should be a great race, everybody. I hope you guys are hyped in chat for this. Let's attack aggressively in 15 seconds. All right, here we go, guys. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, chat. As I mentioned earlier, these two runners are very similar in skill level. So again, it's going to come down to RNG and who pulls out more tricks. Who can save the most amount of time with tricks? So the big things to keep an eye out for are going to be the jungle wall, the waterfall routes, the base 2 boss. Those are going to be the biggest time saves and possible time losses. All right, our runners are off. Looks like we're having a little bit of an issue with some buffering here. Okay, I see Stans is through. Pretty sure I still saw a spread gun intact there, so no death at Dikembe for Stans. Archie's a little bit behind. About 18, looks like several seconds behind, so we won't be able to tell for sure where they're at because their timers are both in different areas. They didn't get started at the same time. It looks like we might be having a little bit more technical difficulty here. The runners are still going. You can see Stan's advancing a little bit here. I think Archie's is frozen. Yeah, Red Falcon's taking over. Gotta love the old interwebs. Looks like we might be catching up with Archie. Yeah, make sure it's on channel 3. Ah, the good old days when you played on Channel 3 or Channel 4. I think Channel 3 always worked better. That was definitely the era I grew up in, the era of the RF switch. Sorry guys, unfortunately I have no idea where our runners are at, what's going on. We'll see, they're still going. So if you had everything going smoothly until the final round on your bingo card, you win. Congratulations. Well, the best I can tell, the runners are pretty close here. We think we have a pretty close race going here, folks. It's too bad Red Falcon decided to intervene, so we couldn't watch it. I mean, if those timers right there are any indication, these guys are very close. I don't know if these two screens are the same or not. Looking at the timers, the timers look a little different. That's why I think it's a very close race, because if you look at the font of the timers, they look a little bit different in each screen. Which, if that's the case, these guys are neck and neck. This is about as close of a race as you could get. This is going to come right down to the wire, folks. Who's it going to be? I can't tell who has the lead here. Yeah, as it was pointed out earlier, Red Falcon is always the winner. Red Falcon is like, it's like the one thing that never goes away. It's like you talk about Twinkies and cockroaches being the only thing that could survive a nuclear blast. You could probably throw the Red Falcon in there too.
Спасибо за GGC. Thank you, JD. Спасибо, Алекс. Ванесса, Алина, Нага.